This is Chris from Quant Dynamic. I'm bringing you on the US industry market team for this time around. And before I proceed further, there's a disclaimer here. Any presentation that I made that I make on this presentation is not a recommendation to buy or sell a security, and you should seek an investment advice from licensed investment advisors. Let's get going. The industry landscape for these several weeks has been um, focusing more towards medical, retail on the internet, uh, because we all know that there's a lockdown in the US as well, and not just in the US, but as well as on the global market as well. And then mining industry also climbing as well as computer software, more towards on the medical sector. As can be seen here, depicted from this industry group of the computer software in the medical sector. Uh, this industry comprises of the likes of Viva Pharmaceutical, Simulation Plus, and MTPC Incorporation, with a total market value of around $67 billion. Now, the price action, if you can see here, has been supported from this confluence area, and then from there, the price regain its uh, action, passing the 40-week and the 10-week moving average on this weekly chart. Uh, and comparing with the relative strength of this industry sector against the S&P 500, you can see that it is showing some divergence between S&P 500 and this industry sector. Uh, During S&P 500 making a major correction, nearly 30%, the industry is gaining its momentum and it is passing the previous 52-week high of the relative strength, and this uh, provide us a clue that this industry sector it's a good sector for us to invest in, and it's performing better than the S&P 500. The price is also climbing higher last week, supported by the increasing in volume, and it has also pushed several of the stocks within this industry sector to make a new high as well. Not just a new high, some of the stocks is also making a breakouts as well. So this is another sector that we are focusing for perhaps for this month or for the next several weeks as well. It's more towards on the medical sector. The second one is more towards retail internet. This is comprised like companies of Alibaba, JD.com, and Bishop. And what is interesting here, I just mentioned just now, VIP Shop, Alibaba, and JD.com. All of tech company is a Chinese company, and they are making a very good comeback uh, from the market correction, major market correction, not just in the US market, but as well in the Chinese market as well. And looking at this chart, it is making a breakout from the previous peak here, and then it is also supported by its relative strength as increasing over time since S&P 500 making a major correction and making a divergence here. Instead of going down, it is moving up. And if you look into the overall strength of the relative strength indicator on this chart, since 2014 up to now, 2000 up to now, 2019 and 2020 as well, it is making an uptrend instead of downtrend. So this is a good industry as well, sector that we can do some investment on this sector. And this sector is a very big market size that is at the moment is valued at 2.2 trillion US dollars. The next sector is on the medical biotech sector. Um, it is recently climbing or breaching the 10-week moving average and as well as the 40-week moving average. This is what I like, and uh, the industry here is with 1.17 trillion dollars. It has been climbing from 33 position ranking uh, a year ago to climbing to the fourth position, number four positions within the overall industry in the US market. It also comprises of over 500 stocks within this industry sector. Uh, this industry sector is comprised of a company like Vertex and Biogen, uh, and of course, towards the end, the last quarter of 2019, there's some worrying trend here because at that time S&P 500 was climbing up, but the relative strength of this industry sector is going down. But during the major correction of S&P 500, it is instead of going down, it went higher, and then now it is testing and climbing the peak of previous high on the relative strength, and it is also the price increase here is being supported by the increase of volume uh, over here. Again, this could be a good sector for us to invest, and Vertex and Biogen as well, other sector, other stocks within this industry also making a breakout during the past few weeks. Uh, so it's a good it's a good sector or industry that we need to look into for the market team within the several weeks to come, or perhaps the several months to come. Another one is mining. Just I mentioned just now is mining. Mining industry on the gold, especially on the gold, is also on the move at the moment. Even though the relative strength is still have way to go, need to break, breach this previous peak in the 2019, and overall still on the uptrend, but still within the consolidation area around this here, around this level towards this level, because it is making some major correction during the S&P 500 making a major correction as well. Okay, the other sector within of interest is computer software models enterprise. This is comprised of company uh, like uh, like uh, like Zoom and DocuSign or DOCU. Again, it's making a divergence. Um, Instead of going down, the S&P 500 making a major correction, it is going up. And then the overall for the past few years on within this industry is still on the uptrend. So we looking into a long position for this industry. And recently, for last week, the price action giving us a clue that it has now breached the climbing above the 10-week and 40-week moving average, and the volume also increasing from previous 2 weeks. Um, so if you see that companies within the industrial sector is also making a breakout, several companies are making a breakout, such as uh, Doku, sign the OCU. Another one that we need to see, the last one is medical diversified industry. This is comprised of companies like Eli Lilly, Abbott, and Johnson and Johnson's, with a value of over $1.1 trillion within this industry sector. Again, yeah, what is interesting is that during the major correction made by S&P 500, this industry sector is moving in the opposite direction, going up instead of going down, with an increasing relative strength. Now the current relative strength is testing in the previous peak, and is now the price action is now breaking the previous peak as well, and supported by the increasing volume here. So we need to have a close eye on this one. Could be there's a divergence here between the volume and the price, but again, sometimes price is moving ahead and the volume will follow suit. So we need to look closely on this one as well. And what we can see here, the price is already moving upward, the 10-week moving average, and of course the 40-week moving average as well. That it could give us some indication that this industry will move or advance ahead again for the coming weeks or the coming months to come. Uh, and yes, several companies within this sector is already making a new breakout. So we're looking positive on this industry, but again, we need to see what is the outcome with the current economy. But of course, within this medical sector, there will be some surge in demand, especially on the medical science, such as Johnson and Johnson, perhaps, and Abbott and Eli Lilly, just to name a few of the company within this industry. Okay, that is all for this time. I'm Chris and hope to see you again on the next industry theme